Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MTC's Draw 2020. Tonight, although it's our 21st draw, it's our first ever draw relaunch. And we're going to watch it here together on Zoom together. Although it may feel distant, but we always know we're always close together. I really hope by now all of you have received your little gift packets that we prepared for you. So please grab the cookies. We'll make the bracha together. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Borei Minei Mizonot. Last but not least, I don't know if you got a scotch or a vodka. Let's open it up and let's say L'chaim together. If you're not up to scotch or vodka, you prefer a little water or orange juice, we can do it on that as well. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Shakol Niyah B'Dvaro. L'chaim, everyone. God bless you. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you for all your love and support in the past. We look forward to our 21st sellout that is with your help and your love and your continued generosity and kindness. May we only celebrate health and good times together. L'chaim. We always like to start any event with words of Torah, with God's wisdom. We have no one better than our dear Rabbi Nu, who's going to share words of wisdom, words of Torah, and inspiration in honor of our first relaunch and our 21st launch.
Hi everyone. Our draw is launched during this period in the Jewish calendar where we mourn the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, which is the home for God, our home. Ever since, it's our great mission to rebuild that home. And what is a home? A home is a place where every member feels loved unconditionally, not judged, but loved simply because they exist. That is the essence of Chabad, the essence of MTC, to reach out to every Jew, touch the soul, and be there for you in every way that we possibly can. Since the advent of COVID, MTC's not only slowed down, but in many ways the workload has intensified and increased, starting with the endless phone calls to people to see how they're doing and see what is required and what way we can help, especially the elderly, the shut-ins, Holocaust survivors that are alone at home and virtually wait each week. And then there's the Zoom. Thank God for Zoom. Since the outset, prayer services have continued. For many, this has been a lifeline. Those people saying Kaddish, and tragically, we experienced more than one passing. But with the help of Zoom, we're able to give the family a sense of togetherness, and people came together at the Shiva each night on Zoom, the MTC Zoom. In some cases, there were hundreds of people that attended each night, honoring a loved one, a dear departed. And even on a regular night and morning, the minyanim continued. People at home who want to daven, feeling a sense of community, looking for that sense, or wanting to say Kaddish, had that opportunity each day, twice a day. Beyond that, of course, there were the classes that there's always a silver lining and a blessing in everything. And many of the classes increased in terms of participation. Obviously, being able to watch at home at your own convenience makes it all the more accessible. So we actually added a number of classes during this period and on various subjects, which, thank God, many people are benefiting. Not only here in MTC, but the reach is beyond our borders. The reach is even beyond Montreal. So, Baruch Hashem, the work continues, and it's our great privilege and responsibility to see that it intensifies and that it broadens and expands and reaches as many Jews as we can, inspiring Jews and inspiring non-Jews. That's what it's all about. We thank you for your support. Together, it's an ambitious goal, but you've shown, dear friends, that it's all attainable, each year. Baruch Hashem, thank God, and thanks to your effort, tremendous effort. So we thank you and look forward, God willing, to a very successful outcome, hopefully even before the day of the draw arrives. Thank you, and much hatzlacha to all of us.
Thank you, Rabbi Noom, for your words of inspiration and blessings. It's now with great pleasure I introduce to you on behalf of Rachel, Ricky and Rachel Merovitz. Rick was one of our co-chairs last year, who helped make our 20th draw a sellout, an amazing success. Rick, together with his co-chairs Mark Lazar and Nancy Gerberg, introduced our corporate sponsorship book to over 15,000 copies. It reached over 50,000 readers. It was very well received. We thank you for that, Rick, for your leadership. And as we know that when you're a chair, you have to do at least a two-time term. So we thank you for last year. God bless you, Rick. Thank you for bringing Rachel on board. We want to wish you much success in our draw, our 21st draw. We look forward to only celebrating great times together. Ladies and gentlemen, our co-chair, Rick Merovitz.
Now more than ever in these extremely hard COVID times, it's really important that everyone does their part to sell as many tickets as possible. We need all of your help. Everyone, no matter how many tickets you sell, if you sell one more ticket than last year, you've already made a difference. And I want to tell you from my personal experience, being part of MTC, I know that MTC really brought everyone out in these crazy COVID times. I can tell you personally that we set up a minyan, and one of the many minyans that MTC had arranged for in our backyard. Me and Hillel Gamal, we did it on our balconies and our backyards. And we had so many people come over the 10 weeks or 9 weeks that we did it. And it was a true success. And it was a true testament to MTC that even in these outrageous times, these crazy times, people could be stuck in their cocoons. They could be stuck at home. And for an emotional escape, for a spiritual escape, they were able to come to our backyard and daven. They were able to say Kaddish. They were able to read from the Torah. They were able to make prayers on the Torah. And they were able to complete the mitzvahs of performing the Shabbos service. And it's a really truly a testament to MTC that they were able to aid in doing this in many, many areas. I think there were 5 or 10 that I know of that went on at the same time as ours. And it's a true testament to what MTC does and to make sure that everyone in the community is taken care of, both emotionally and spiritually. So I really feel strongly that this year especially, we need to sell as many tickets to make sure that this wonderful place continues. And I'm honored to be a part of this co-chair team, and I'm honored to be a part of this draw for the 25th year. On behalf of my wife and my co-chair, Rochelle, who could not be here tonight, I thank you all, and we really appreciate everything that you do, and we appreciate every ticket you sell. Thank you so much.
It's with great pleasure I introduce to you one of our co-chairs, who's a Kohen, Jeremy Levi, who when I approached him to assume the leadership or co-leadership of the draw this year, he asked me what are the levels and the tiers of sponsorship. So I told him there's an event sponsor, there's a corporate sponsor, there's a platinum sponsor. He said, why don't you make a diamond sponsor? I said, I need someone who's going to step up to the plate if you want to suggest such a thing. He said, I'll be the first. Jeremy, you started us off, and as soon as Sarah Eldor heard about it, she jumped on the bandwagon again. God bless you, that's amazing. Jeremy, I want you to know I feel that we may hit 10 diamond sponsors this year. At least that's our goal. And we thank you for that leadership. You're a Cohen. May God continue to bless you, to continue to bless us. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Levi.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Levi. I'm very excited to be one of the co-chairs for this year's MTC's annual draw. I'd like to share the following story with you. last fall, my wife and I had the privilege of traveling to Europe. I was there for a business conference, and it was in Amsterdam, and it ended a little bit early, so we decided to rent a car and go to another city. So we drove to Brussels. We drove the night before, and then the next day we decided to walk around, travel a little bit, and come to this one section. It must have been a main road somewhere. There's this massive building, and it was a beautiful synagogue. It ended up being probably the largest synagogue I've ever seen. It is called the Great Synagogue of Europe. I see there's police on the side by the door, but at that point I didn't think much of it because everywhere else in Europe there's police at every single Jewish museum, institution, synagogue. So we walked by, it must have been around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We walked by, I ring the bell, the doors are locked. Hello, state your business. So I said, you know, we're tourists from Montreal, can we come in and look around? So they said, sorry, security, you're not allowed to come in. If you want, you can come back at 5 o'clock for services. So we walked around, come 5 o'clock, we go back, ring again, what's your business? We're here for mincha. Okay, come in. So we walk in through one door, and it's a room that's completely empty, except for security and metal detectors. We have to walk through the metal detectors and go through another room that's locked. Once we get in through that room, I see that there's maybe 6 or 7 people there. So I started speaking to the rabbi. What's going on? There's no minyan for mincha. So he says that people are scared to come to synagogue. They don't come, and we don't normally get a minyan. So I didn't know what to say. I didn't think anything of it. It was a culture shock to me. People don't go to synagogue for fear. Anyways, we had the opportunity to go into the main sanctuary. We walked in. This thing was incredible. It was built in 1878. It survived the Holocaust, and it's totally empty. They don't even daven in the main sanctuary because they don't even get a minyan. So they have a much smaller area that they use for services. There was only 8 or 9 people still there, 8 or 9 men, and one more person walked in, and at that point I was the 10th person, so I made the minyan, I couldn't leave, we davened, and that was it. After services, I spoke to the rabbi and I said, like, is this like always like this? Is it just seasonal? No, he says it's always like that. So I said, well, what do you do during Yantiv, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur? He says, the government calls in the army to offer protection. They block off the streets, they block off certain block areas. So I didn't know what to make of that. It was a culture shock for me. We're very spoiled here in our community, but there was a connection to that, to these past few months with COVID-19. At home, I finally realized what it was like to be fearful to go to synagogue, or anywhere for that matter. And now that the rules are a little bit more relaxed, obviously the situation is not under control, but there are certain things that are contained. We've learned a lot. Synagogues are open now. The past 2 weeks I've been coming to the MTC, and everything is starting to get back to normal. It's time to return to some level of normalcy. I heard that this past week the government, where they send out inspectors to many different industries and businesses, they in fact came to the MTC and they did a walkthrough, and they were very impressed with everything that's going on. So I really think that, reflecting back on what I saw in Europe, that you have this huge, beautiful synagogue that had nothing to do with COVID-19, remained empty due to a lack of fear. I think we have a duty as a community to take advantage of the fact that we can return to synagogue. Obviously, we're going to do it in a very healthy and careful way, but it's time to return.
Our next co-chair is someone who's no stranger to MTC. Jarrid and the Adler family have been synonymous with MTC, its growth, and everything that we experienced here. I still remember the first time I met Lou of blessed memory, his incredible Torah classes that he had in his office. That MTC was fortunate to meet so many people through those Torah classes. I can truly tell you, Jarrid, that it's an honor and a pleasure to have you co-chair this year. May God bless you, Nadine, and Louis with all that is good and every blessing. We thank you for your love and support and wish you loads of success in everything you do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to introduce to you tonight our co-chair, Jarrid Adler.
Hi, my name is Jarrid Adler. I'm one of this year's co-chairs for the MTC Draw. This year we are holding our 21st annual draw, which is MTC's primary fundraiser. I've been fortunate to be active member of MTC since 1992. And some of you may know that the shul is named after my father, Lou Adler. I was fortunate to have my son's bar mitzvah here 2 years ago in the Lou Adler shul for my son, Lou Adler, who's named after my father. Back in the old days, our humble beginnings, the MTC started off as a little shul in the back of the Carey Square in about 2,000 square feet. And now I see 28 years later, I can proudly say that today MTC is not just a shul, it's a preschool for children, it's an education program for women, it's a bat mitzvah club, it's daily Torah classes, it's online learning, it's YAM, the Youth Action Movement, it's mini chefs, it's monthly publications called Mosaic, the Family Store, and much more. And what makes MTC even more special is that Rabbi Nu and Itchy and all the staff here are here for everybody and the community. Whether it's a wedding, a bar or bat mitzvah, high holiday, or a Shabbos meal, God forbid a hospital visit or even a funeral service. There is no other shul like MTC in all of Montreal. What we have built here is something special, and we would like you to be part of it. So thank you and God bless. And remember, MTC is always there for you, for your family, and for the future.
Thank you, Jarrid, for your warm words. Just want to conclude by reminding everyone that we have 4 draw sponsorship opportunities that are related to the magazine, to the corporate magazine that we will be sharing and putting into the Gazette again this year. It will reach about 50,000 viewers and readers. It starts off, diamond sponsorship is for $10,000, a platinum sponsorship is for $5,400, our corporate sponsorship is for $3,600, our event sponsorship is for $1,800, and I believe this year, God willing, with your help, we'll reach 100 sponsors in total. We want to remind you this is very well received. We've gotten comments from executives in the bank, from realtors, from real estate developers. How can they be part of this magazine, part of this sponsorship opportunity? So we remind you, if you need any help or you want us to help you reach out to somebody or send some information, please contact me. We'll be happy to provide that. My dear friends, everybody knows that the MTC team is, will thank God, blessed with tremendous energy, with tremendous vigor. Besides for reaching our goal this year, I think as canvassers, as captains, as sponsors, we have another obligation. We reach between 1,500 and 1,700 individual donors during the draw. Besides for reaching out and asking someone for their $100 or $200 or what as many tickets as they buy, it's a time to reach out to our fellow and see how they're doing. It's part of who we are and it's part of what we do. Please, I urge you, the phone call, besides for asking someone for their ticket and reminding them that life must move on, maybe a bit different, maybe different guidelines, different way we do things, but we're here. Not only are we here, we're going to move forward step by step, cautiously, but continuously and steadfastly move forward. May it be in our online Zoom classes that literally thousands have attended, Rabbi News Heart to Heart on Friday afternoon that was attended by hundreds and hundreds, that has created its own following, to the Mishnah classes, the classes and the Zoom classes have reached out to so many people. And then even once this pandemic is over, which God willing will happen soon, I believe we'll continue some of those things. But I urge you to take this opportunity to reach out to somebody, yes, and by asking them for $100 or $200, and ask them to support the draw, you'll see you'll draw them out of their little cocoon. That is part of our mandate. That is the idea of tzedakah. It's not only about the money, it's about reaching another person. It's about helping them come out of their cocoon and help them move forward. And I think that is a message we want to share with the community at large. We need to be focused. We need to look forward. We need to see how we can come back to shul safely, with joy, with greater vigor, how we can come back to classes and come back to communal life in the safest and the best way possible. We look forward to an incredible draw. No doubt this 21st year, our draw will be a sellout, but even more important, and to top off the sellout, it will bring out lots of love and joy and unity from the Montreal community and by extension to the whole world. We'll now say the Al HaMichya, followed by Rabbi Nefashot, the after blessings for our goodies that we enjoyed. Following that, you will have the opportunity to chat and communicate with all of your friends who are joined on this Zoom meeting here this evening. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, al hamichya v'al kol v'al tnuvus hasoda v'al eretz chem dotay berachava, sheratzisa v'inchatel aviseinu le'echel mipri yom l'zbei mitubah, rachem no Adonai Eloheinu, ha'yisrael amecha v'yishlayim yirecha v'atim meshkan kevedecha v'masvichecha v'yichalecha, v'vnei yishlayim yarakesh mehev imenu, v'aleinu l'secha samchinu v'an v'decha v'kdush v'torah, ki atah Adonai tov mitna l'akim v'nei l'chol al ha'aretz al hamichya, baruch atah Adonai al ha'aretz v'al hamichya. For those that drank enough, 3 ounces or so, please repeat after me the Borei Nefashot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei nefashot rabot v'chesronan al kol ma shebarata lachayot bahem nefesh kol choy baruch chei haolamim.